Welcome to the Lawson and Gift podcast. Make sure to hit that like button, share the videos, and subscribe. The Dolphins having one of the worst seasons that they've ever had. Do they go 0-16?
Gift, no. And I think I'm fairly confident they win a game. Now, I'm not going to get on here and say which specific game they win. Okay, but here's the rest of the schedule. Home against the Jets, at Colts, home against the Bills, at Browns, home against Eagles, home against at the Jets, at Giants, home against the Bengals, at the Patriots. They're going to get one of these games. They're going to get one of these games. If I had to pick one, I think either they're going to surprise the Giants on the road, because I think that's going to be a close game. And like you said pre-show, the Giants can beat themselves, or they win at home against the Bengals. And I would be a fool to write off either of these Jets games. I think there's 4 legit realistic chances at victory, and even your Bills on the road to Miami is a realistic shot at victory given how the Bills play in Miami, especially during December.
With the fact that the chances with something like this, it's hard to go 0-16 just by percentages, but I think that it's very possible that they go 0-16 though, Lawson. I just don't know where they're going to get this W, because I was thinking before the podcast, okay, maybe that Bengals game at home, but with Ryan Finley at quarterback, that might end up being better than Andy Dalton. So the Bengals might get a little bit more life, and then maybe the Dolphins don't win that game. Then you look at that Browns game, I think that's, again, the Browns have had their issues. Highly unlikely that it happens, but
it's possible, Giff. All of these teams you're talking about, they're pretty bad.
Yeah, there's a chance. But I think the Dolphins, man, they could do it. They could go 0-16.
If they have Fitzpatrick the rest of these games, by the law of average, they're going to win one of these. But it's tough. It's tough to say, because every single week it looks like they're getting a little bit better. They'll trade Kenyon Drake, or they'll cut another player. Yeah. So that's what makes it tough. But you have to think this Dolphins team that they have now is the team that's going to go to the finish line. Now, I wouldn't expect the Bengals to be this bad, but I don't know if this Ryan Finley thing improves the Bengals either, though. I have to say that. And then if it comes down to that game, you got Fitzpatrick versus Ryan Finley. You got to think Fitzpatrick takes the cake there.
Well, it's just, even in this game against the Jets this week, is there a chance the Dolphins win? Sure, but then it gets back to they are the worst team in football for a reason. You look at even their defense; it's so depleted. Even without Xavier Howard now because of the injury. I don't know what they're going to do, man. I mean, it's like, yeah, they got a small chance, but there's just nothing.
They're not going 0-16. And no, I'm saying that right now. There's just too many powder puffs on this schedule. And even though the Dolphins are historically bad, it actually feels like they're the first team trying to go 0-16. It's just that Bengals game on the 22nd of December has to give a fan a little bit of comfort that they might get the W. Well, yeah, if anyone's still watching at that point.
Yeah, because both teams are going to be trying to lose that one, right? Because they're the two teams that haven't won a game yet.
Or maybe they're trying to win.
Well, I think the Dolphins actually are trying to win a little bit, because if they were really trying to tank, I think they would have put Rosen in there, because that would have been like, maybe it would be such an embarrassment that they can't do that.
And I think they already figured out that Rosen isn't the guy to take anything to the future. I wish some Dolphins fans would go back and eat crow over what we were saying during the offseason. And then you look at that Steelers game, they covered the spread.
Yeah,
it's just barely, but they did cover. Actually, it got up to 14.
14 and a half. Yeah.
Jesus, and that's, I guess you could say the Dolphins are making some sort of progress. They actually did look pretty good against the Bills, But I don't know how much better the Giants are than the Redskins. I don't know how much better the Bengals are than the Dolphins, and I think there's some opportunities here. There are some opportunities.
There are, and like you said, those are the teams that they hurt themselves. And again, that's how the Dolphins covered against the Steelers, because the Steelers hurt themselves early on and gave that to the Dolphins.
Giff, it'd be funny. Dolphins surprise the Browns on the road. I'm not going there. The 2 weeks I'm circling are week 15 and 16 at the Giants, home against the Bengals. I think a victory is coming from those two. And whenever you mix the Giants and Bengals together, something good might happen for the Dolphins. I mean, the chances of those two teams taking care of business back-to-back weeks, I'm going to bet against that. The Dolphins get a win for sure.
And I'm more on the side of that they do go 0-16. You're on the other end of that. And another thing, too, is with Fitzpatrick, we haven't really seen him collapse yet. We know that that's coming. Eventually, he's going to be throwing a lot of interceptions, and I mean, we saw it in the Pittsburgh game.
But then again, it hits the guy in the chest, and it catapults up like a punt.
Yeah, it really wasn't completely on Fitz. I still think that implosion is coming.
But you still got the Jets twice. Speaking of implosions,
yeah,
I can't rule out the Jets imploding. The Jets have had some really bad games, and you get a good hit on Sammy Darnold, you get fault time, and you know what that means, Dolphin time.
Yeah, and we've seen Adam Gase lose that offense, so it is a possibility.
I mean, one good hit on Sam Darnold, one of those Jets games, it changes everything.
All right, and with that, subscribe at the Lawson and Give podcast. Make sure to hit that like button, share the videos.